bad bitch party, you cannot get in.
What is up? Hello to all my guys and gals and non-binary pals. My name is Caleb Schaefer, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a recent college graduate. I got a Bachelor of Arts in Media Communications, and unfortunately that doesn't come with a guaranteed job. And given the fact that I graduated in a global pandemic, has made the job search a little fruitless. Everyone that I've ever talked to about hiring after graduation, they're always like, you need a passion project.
You need to be creative.
So that's what we're gonna pretend this YouTube channel is, and not my constant need for validation from others and my unquenchable desire for internet fame. See how I spun that?
I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but I'm so creative like that.
So welcome to my passion project. Today is my mother's 54th birthday, and she loves a German chocolate cake. So I'm gonna bake her a German chocolate cake. And also, my dad has a garden. It was his birthday last week and Father's Day yesterday. Kind of selfish if you ask me, but anyways, he's got tomatoes. He's requested that I make some bread so he can have a BLT. So, welcome to whatever this is. Welcome to the shenanigan that is my life. I hope you enjoy the ride. Starting off with this bread, we are going to need water, yeast. I don't have yeast. I do. I do? Do I?
Not bad.
I don't have the yeast that I thought I had. I have half a packet. That's not what I need for bread. So my plans to make the bread and let it rise while I go shop for ingredients for the cake has been thwarted. So we're gonna adapt, we're gonna fly, we're gonna make it work. So next time you see me, I'll have all the ingredients. Just like that. We're back. I'm going to be starting with the bread. However, we need a little refreshment, but I don't want to get canceled in my first video for drinking out of a plastic cup.
Pepsi bottle, a Coca-Cola glass. I don't give a damn.
Okay, so now that that stupid bit is out of the way, we're gonna get started on some bread. My dad's a lucky man. Could have just given up and not tried to find any yeast, but I did it just for him. So let's make some bread. So for the bread, you're going to need 2 cups of lukewarm water. We need dry yeast, all-purpose flour, kosher salt, and then some olive oil. And that's it. So we're gonna start by getting the water. Let's get some water. Let's get some water. Let's get some water. Want some water? And I'm not hard to please, so to heat it up, I literally just throw it in the microwave for like a minute and a half. So the water's done. Okay, so we got our yeast going in the water. So we're gonna set this to the side. We're gonna ignore the spill that I've already made. And with these cute little Russian nesting doll cups that I gave my mom for Christmas one year, or they're like measuring things. I'm having a sip. We're gonna get out our 4 cups of flour. Yeah, 4 cups. So here's number 1. And I always, even when I'm not filming it, I count it out loud because one time I only did 3 cups of flour, and then the entire time I kept asking myself, why is the dough so sticky? It's because there wasn't enough flour in it. So we learned from our mistakes. There's number 2. And one more for number 4. There it is. Next is salt. So here's my teaspoons. Hello. And here's the half teaspoon. And so now while the yeast is still blooming, we're going to just mix in the salt and the flour together. And then you're supposed to make a little little hole in the middle of the flour mixture so you can pour the yeast in. So that's what we're gonna do. So there's a little well, I hope that's mixed enough. The yeast is foamy, which is exactly what we wanted. It smells so bad. But, so we just gotta pour it into that little well. And then from here, I've always heard to wet your hands so that the dough doesn't stick to it. But I've done that every time and the dough still sticks to it. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because the internet told me to. So we're just gonna go in and you're just gonna mix. Mix. Just, you filled it in, David. You still there? Is this the thrilling content you expected from a YouTube channel by me? What am I doing wrong? Hey guys, just got back from the nail salon. Let me know what you think. This is my son.
No, 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 no.
He arrived this morning, 10 pounds, 11 ounces. He's 3 feet long. I'm so happy to bring him into this world and raise him as my own and eat him in about 7 to 8 hours. Cover it, bloop, and then I just set it off to the side. An hour and a half, then it's back to the bread. And now it's time for the cake. The big shebang, the whole deal. I whipped out my computer for this because I'm making this from scratch. We're working with a Betty Crocker recipe. I'm making icing, I'm making icing, I'm making the cake. I'm making it all from scratch. First step, we're doing this. First step is to heat the oven to 350. I can do that. Look at me, I'm already on it. Then we're going to spray the bottoms and the sides of 3 8-inch or 2 9-inch round pans. I got 2 9-inch round pans from my lovely neighbor, Miss Whitlock. See, that's great. Got my 2 pans. I'm gonna set these to the side. So our next step is to coarsely cut the chocolate and then to melt it. Gotta melt it. It says heat the chocolate and the water over low heat. Did I put the water in with the chocolate? If the recipe says to heat the chocolate and the water over high heat, do you think that means to put the water in with the chocolate?
No,
Separately?
you never put water in chocolate. It immediately does something weird to it, apparently.
Okay, good to know. I mean, the recipe says
Are you
coarsely...
not videoing yourself? Yay! Is it on?
Yeah.
I would assume it's over a double boiler. Then I guess you put it in it.
Okay. Alright, hi. There's been a little bit of change of scenery. In typical, just like real established YouTuber fashion, my camera battery died. I had to let that charge for a little bit, but in the meantime, I melted some lovely chocolate. I don't want to tip it because I don't want to spill it, and I don't have a second camera for a close-up shot because I'm not a real YouTuber. real established YouTuber fashion, but you'll see it at some point, I promise. I mixed together a dry mixture, which is just flour, salt, and baking soda. And then I got out this handy dandy stand mixer. And here I have already mixed together some sugar and some butter. From here on out, we're going to separate some eggs, throw the yolks in here as it spins, and then keep the whites in a different bowl. I have little to no experience separating eggs, so this may be a complete train wreck. We'll see, I guess. So I'm gonna turn this on and then beat some eggs. So we've got this all mixed up, the egg whites, the sugar, and the butter. So the next thing that we are told to do by the lovely Miss Betty Crocker is to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Ploop. And then we're told to turn it on and stir in the chocolate mixture. Okay, so our next step is to beat in half of the flour mixture, and I've seen far too many like horror stories of people just throwing the flour in while this is on. So I'm not going to do that because I don't want to make a mess. I guess just dump it.
Uh-oh, I failed.
If this is wrong, please don't bully me about it. I don't want to see any comments like,
You should have done this. You should have done this.
I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just doing this because I love my mom.
Not this.
We're gonna pretend like that didn't spill a little bit and just stir. Okay. Next step, buttermilk. I don't know what buttermilk is. Is it just butter and milk? Oh, it smells. It smells so bad. Cheers! My camera stopped recording. We added half of the flour and half of the buttermilk that the recipe calls for into the mix. And so for right now, we're done with the mix and we're gonna go to the egg whites. Now, this calls for a hand mixer. Ours broke and I'm already using this for the mix. So I think I'm gonna have to whisk the egg whites. Julie and Solomita, I'm so sorry that this is a regular size whisk. I'm gonna mix it in a big bowl. Here we go. My arm is already tired. I'm a clown. I forgot to add the rest of the buttermilk and the flour. Let's get this in here.
What's not clicking?
What's not clicking? That's it. Yeah! I mixed egg whites. That's so fun. So now that the egg whites are done, we're going to throw them into the rest of the batter. Hello? So we're gonna work on folding these in, and then they go in the pans and they cook. And that's a cake batter. It's like fizzing, y'all. That's weird. These are my beaten egg whites. I'm gonna work on mixing this together. all the way. Seems like a lot of batter for two 9-inch pans, but you know, no, I don't know. Hello? Anyways, I've got my two lovely pans here. Now comes the fun part. We're just gonna pour the batter in, and yeah, then we'll go from there. I'm gonna talk a little louder because we've got rain in the background, but emptied all these into the pans. We've got two lovely pans here. Take a shot every time I put a dish in the sink to deal with later, because I don't want to deal with it now. We're gonna bounce these around on the ground. I'd say that's pretty even, wouldn't you? We gotta throw them in the oven. These take 30 to 35 minutes. I'll probably put them in for like 32, just a happy medium. Okay, I lied, sorry, I put them in for 33. So, cakes are in the oven. The timer for the bread to rise went off about like 10-15 minutes ago. So I'm gonna take the bread out and we're gonna get a little reveal. Exciting.
It is because we ain't doing nothing wrong. So don't tell me nothing, I'm just trying to have fun. So keep the fun so outside. Hey, now they don't.
This is my son, this is my bread.
I remember thinking, I'm about to beat this bitch up.
So that was like the easiest little bread step ever. Just had to stir it, make sure it's not sticking to the sides, all that good stuff. I'm gonna let this rest. It needs to rise for about an hour. And then I'm going to let my camera charge for a little bit more. And then I'll be back to do the filling for the cake. And then once the cakes are done baking, we will put it all together. We did it. So about 45 minutes has passed. These cooked a little longer than they called for, but they weren't clean when I stuck the fork in, so gotta do what you gotta do. We gotta let them cool for a little bit. So I'm going to just slide them out here. And then now we're going to work on the filling. We are going to make it in this saucepan. So I'm gonna start off with the eggs. We've got 3 egg yolks. So we know that I gotta do this again. Ooh. Ooh. Abort.
No, 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 no.
I forgot that when you separate an egg, what you're actually getting rid of or pouring out of the shell is the white. And that's not what I need. I need the yolk. We're gonna try that again. It's gonna work perfectly. I'm sure there's a more efficient way that I could be doing this, but I'm baby. In 3. Okay, all right.
Take it easy.
I'm using brown sugar in mine. Not this. Not this. Okay. We're gonna regroup. Because I'm using brown sugar. Damn it. Okay. Okay, so while the rest of the sugar that I accidentally poured is just chilling in the cup container, I'm gonna get 2 half cups of packed brown sugar. Because I forgot we're using brown sugar instead of regular. A songstress. Who do you think you are?
I'm the person who paid for that phone.
You chunch. That what?
Sorry, that phone, that camera. Do what now?
I accidentally poured a cup of regular sugar to be a brown sugar. I don't know how to get it back into the container.
Let me have it. Thank you. You're so smart.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Well, disposable face masks.
Boring. Just kidding. Please wear a face mask. Okay, I hope you liked that little cameo by Rodney. But next is going to be a half cup of butter. Here's the evaporated milk. And we're going to get 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You need to get it over medium heat. Yeah, medium heat, about 12 minutes. Stirring frequently till thick and bubbly. Alrighty, so we are back. I have mixed this all together. So now the next step is to just put in the pecans and the coconut. There's that, chopped pecans. Here's 1 cup. Anyways, I'm gonna mix this up. Little German chocolate cake filling ASMR. There's that. Picture day.
It's Twin-Elm! Ah!
Yeah, we're gonna let it cool and I will be back. Alright ladies, so we are back again. We are at the final step of the process. It's been an emotional journey. We've got the 2 cakes here, the filling and topping that has been cooling for about 30 minutes. The bread is currently proofing one last time and the Dutch oven is in the oven. So while that does what it needs to do for the next about 30 minutes, I figured I'd put the cake together. So I'm just gonna do it on this plate so it looks like at least decent for Mama April. There's number 1. Rip that off. Oh, that's it. So now I just have to scoop this half of the filling on. I'm gonna spread it out, and then we'll get the second layer on and put the rest on the top.
Oh my God, can you let me do what I need to do?
Low. And there's a first layer. It looks great. Ooh. Oh, that's lovely. So there's layer number 2. We'll plop the rest on top. Spread it out. Bloop. Alright y'all, here it is. Here's the final product. It's my first time making a cake from scratch and I'm really proud of it. It's for my mom and I don't want to eat it without her. So I'll get some pictures of her eating it tonight.
Yeah, get into it!
So with this cake being done, we've got 1 of 2 items completed. We've still got a little bit more time on the bread, but it's been a good little run with this cake.
I tried the cake, yeah. All about cake, yeah. Can we relate? All about cake, yeah.
I tried the cake. All about cake.
Ooh, that smells good. Are you done? Are you glad? I mean, are you proud? That looks amazing.
It's a little kind of tiny bit crumbled on this back here, but we're gonna pretend like that's not there.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't, I mean, it looks as good as I would make it.
Period.
I don't love this.
Not this. Corona. I don't know where you've been.
It's delicious.
Oh, thank you.
That's really good.
The nerve
For
of it
real.
all. Hi. We did it. We've made it to the end of the bread prepping process. Look at this bean. Look at this beautiful boy. Oh, he's so talented. Y'all, it smells like yeast. just going to shape it a little bit more. So next we are going to grab the Dutch oven so we can put the bread in. Safety first. Ooh, there's that. Bam. Ooh. Alrighty. There is that. I'm literally just going to plop this bread out. Oiled, so it should come out. There it is. Don't know what that was. And then plop it in here. It's got a little bulb. It'll be fine. It's just poking out.
Poke it out, whoa. Poke it out, poke it out, whoa. Bad bitch.
Boom. 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 And then it's in the oven for an hour. And I will check back in. And we'll have some ready to eat bread.
1 hour later.
We did it. We look just alike.
It's twin.
Here he is in all his glory, my sweet little son that I'm going to eat in a little bit. Yay, there's the bread. Here they are, the final products. My daughter, the cake. My son, the bread. I worked really hard on them. This literally took me all day. I started at like 12:45-ish with shopping and gathering ingredients, and it is now 7:45. Cake's been done for a little bit, but the bread is a labor of love. But you know what? It's worth it because y'all, this bread is it. I use it all the time. This is my dad's like 4th time asking me to make it so he can make BLTs with his homegrown veggies. Thank you guys for joining. I've never really done a YouTube sign-off before. But I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out some of the causes and things that I believe in that are going on in the world these days. I want to say Black Lives Matter. Black lives will always matter. It's not just a trend, and it even matters when it's not trending. You can do a bunch of things to support, educate yourself, support your local Black Lives Matter chapter. Financially, you can donate to plenty of organizations. Be there for your black friends. And on another note, happy Pride to all my babies. Happy June. Let's not forget that the first Pride was a riot started by a black trans woman. So thank you guys for joining me. This was very fruitful. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on this channel. I have no plan. I have no upload schedule. I have no anything. I'm just going to do what I want to do because that's what I've done all my life. And I've gotten here and I'm still pretty good. This is so stupid and fake YouTuber of me. But it would mean the world if you guys liked this video. You can comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I don't know when I'm going to post next or what I'm going to post next, but I promise it'll be worth it. Bye. I love the way this cake is cut.
I didn't do it.